So the Premier League is coming up shortly after the World Championship. Um, they don't choose the eight till after World Championships finished. But I love picking who's going to be eight that goes through. So I'm just going to go through players that I think have a chance, but could miss out if somebody else does better in World Championships, etc. So the three players that are definitely going to be going is Luke Littler, Luke Humphries, and Michael Van Gerwen. Because I just think, personally, Littler has had, he's world number one. He's had the run that any darts player wants. He's had an amazing, smooth run. Obviously, he's missed out on a few tournaments and he's not won every single tournament, because that's just a bit like, what the hell? He's won everything. But I just personally think he's gonna take one of the spots up. Same with Humphries. He's had a good run. Yes, he's number two in the world. He's a world number two. But again, he's still had a run like Littler. He's had a massive run, making it to finals, winning a cheeky tournament this year. And I think, again, he's going to be one of them that does take a spot. However, moving to Michael Van Gerwen, he's going to be one of them that takes the spot, but he's going to struggle. I think he's going to struggle this time in Premier League. I think I can see it, because Littler and Humphries are just going to take it that bit further, and they're going to just slaughter everybody. They're going to absolutely obliterate every single other player that's in there, and it's probably going to be a Luke and Luke final. But yeah, that's my secured three. Now let's just move on to some players that I think have a chance. Danny Noppert. I think he's got a massive chance of going through, because his year this year has just been amazing. He's actually stunned me with the games that he's won and how good he's actually been this year. So I think he has got a massive chance of going through over anyone else. Next, I've got Gezi Price going through, just because I feel that he's had a very good year, making it to semi-finals, a few finals, getting a few Euro Tours wins and stuff like that. And I think because of that, he is going to be one of them that makes it through again. However, on the other hand, I've got Jan van Veen. He won a Euro Tour this year. I was buzzing for him. He bet Luke Humphries in final as well, don't forget. So that is massive. He's got the capability of beating these big players like Littler, like Humphries, like Van Gerwen. And we know he can do it. He's shown us all that he can do it to four, and he can at least make it to semi-finals of this Premier League if he makes it through. But then finally, I've got Josh Rock. Again, he's had a very good year. Extremely good year for Josh Rock, being a World Cup champion with Daryl Gurney and Northern Ireland. And also just impressing not just me, but everybody this year with how good he's actually been in every single tournament. He's put blood, sweat and tears into every single tournament that he's played this year, and I think he deserves a spot after anybody. But players, now moving on to players that I think haven't got a chance unless they do something in the World Championships, and I mean something big in the World Championships. First up, Johnny Clayton. He's one of them players that's just fell short at the last hurdle, I think. He's had a good smooth run until he got to that final hurdle, and he's just tripped, fell. and it's all come falling down like dominoes. And I just think he needs to do something now in World Championships to actually have a chance of getting one of them spots and being one of them 8 that feature in the Premier League for 2026. But then I've got Bo Greaves. She ain't got a chance unless she can, again, do something in World Championship, because she's had a good year. Winning some trophies, getting some wins under her belt, but I think if she doesn't do out in World Championship like a quarter-finalist or a semi-finalist or even a finalist, she ain't making one at 8. But for me, I don't think she should make one at 8. I'm going to make a video further on that, though. But I just don't think she should be one of the 8 that do make it through. But I'm not going to speak a lot on that. I'm going to make a separate video for that. Rob Cross, again, he's had a bad year. Honestly, he's been losing to some rubbish players. I'm not going to say rubbish because, there is some darts players that are bad, but let's be real. Then, there's some players out there that aren't PDC material. I think they're not even Modus Super Series material. But Rob Cross has been losing to players like that, and it's been a bit iffy for him. But I think if he has a smooth run through World Championships, he could have a chance of being one of the 8 that go through. And it'd be nice to see Rob Cross go through, because I like Rob Cross, and it would be nice for him to go through. And then finally, well, not finally, because I've also got an extra player that I'm going to talk about, but I've also got Chris Dobey on here. I'm going to say that he's one of them that's not going to make it through. If he has a good run, I doubt he'll have a good run in World Championships. But if he does, he'll have a chance of going through. But I just don't think he'll make it through. He's got a few wins this year, but I think he's been a bit quiet this year, and I personally think he has not got one hell of a chance. But the final player I want to speak about before I predict my 8 is the man that I'm just going to say it right now. The man that I'm about to say has got 0 chance of winning. It's Stephen Bunting. I'm saying it now. He is not making the top 8. I don't care what happens in World Championships. He ain't got a prayer of getting in World Championships. He's had an absolute mare this year, right? He's lost in the Grand Slam group, right? And he got knocked out in the group, bottom of the group, bearing in mind. And he lost to likes of Alexis Toilo. Let that sink in. There's a clip on the screen of Alexis Toilo's throw and what happens after. Let that sink in. He ain't got a chance to win at World Championship. But anyway, moving on. Now to my 8. To my 8 that I've picked that are going to the Premier League next year. So for me, I've already said the 3 that are going to go through. And it's Luke the Nuke.
Hang on a minute.
Cooland Luke Humphries.
What they're doing. What's going on?
There is absolutely no sign.
Michael Van Gerwen.
141. 141, Michael. Travel back team, Michael.
And now, the next, the last few that I think are going to go through. The last 5 that I think are going to go through is Danny Noppert.
And there's the second treble in the combination.
Gezi Price.
Beautiful. Double 12. That
Josh Rock.
to change things. To turn the game. What
Gian Van Veen.
First major title. You
And
can see the
finally,
tension.
Nathan Aspinall. I know I did actually forget to add him to the list. However, I think he's going to be one of them that makes it to Premier League because of the trophies he's won this year. He's had an amazing year, so I think he will be one of the last ones to make it in. That is my prediction for the 8. Goodbye.